What's going on, everybody? This is Corey Ryan Forster of the Well-Read Comedy Tour, and you are listening to Casio's Cut. If you want to hear the funniest episode, just go ahead and circle back to the first episode where the liberal rednecks jump in the cut. Hope y'all love it, and skew!
What's up, Candy Lickers? Pleased to meet you. Nice to know me. What you doing? You listening to another edition of Casio's Cut.
Hey kid, look at me. Let's burn down the school with gasoline. Say hell yeah. Hell yeah. Say white trash. White trash. Hey kid, it's party time. We're kicking out the jams like the MC5. That's the way I wanna be. I'll be a white trash superstar. That's the way I wanna be. I'll be a white trash superstar.
What's goody? What's goody? What's goody? What's goody? Got a great guest for you today. Paul Cauthen. Gonna do a little cocaine country dancing with you. Facts. Big facts. Gonna have a lot of fun with you today. Make sure you bookmark CasiosCuts.com. Casio's Cuts with an S.com. That is merchandise headquarters, and we have a ton of new stuff out on our merchandise headquarters. We even got new logos up with new designs, new colors, tie-dyes, women's shirts, tumblers, tank tops. We've got it all. It is summer headquarters, and you need to go over there and check it out today. That's CasiosCuts.com. Make sure you follow us on social media. You know what it is by now. At Casio's Cut. At Casio's Cut on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And make sure you search Casio's Cut at YouTube and click subscribe there. Even if you don't watch it, you know you got a YouTube account. Just click over there and subscribe. That would be greatly appreciated. You can watch past episodes, future episodes, and this episode as well. With all that housekeeping out of the way, we got to introduce today's guest, Paul Cauthen. He is a musical artist. I say that because his music is all over the place. A little bit of country, got some soul in there, got some folk, got a little dance too. He's got dance remixes out. He's got it all. If you have not heard his stuff, I suggest you go listen to it now. It is awesome. He's got his new album, Room 41. They call him Big Velvet, the troubadour from Texas. What's up, buddy? Thanks for joining me, Paul.
Hey, how's it going?
We're doing good, man. We are doing good. Finally glad to have you on the show. Big fan. And excited. You got the brand new album out, Room 41, out now. I don't know what to tell people what kind of artist you are. You got country, you got little jams, you got some funk. What's going on over there?
Man, I just enjoy a lot of different parts of music, you know. I like different genres, and I hate being classified in a genre because, you know, it just kind of pigeonholes you as an artist. And I've always just been like, if it feels good, if it's funky, if it makes me want to dance, or if it makes me want to cry, or it gives me an emotion or feeling, I'm gonna stick with the gut, you know. So
Well,
it's kind of music I do.
you got just on that album, you've got songs like, of course, Cocaine, Country Dancing, and Freak, which are jamming,
Yeah.
and then you're going to tell us to slow it down a little bit.
Yeah.
And I saw some other footage. I saw the 805 piece they did with you guys, which was a fantastic job.
Dude,
You
they
talked
follow-
about you locked yourself in a hotel and visited the darkness a little bit for this album.
I did. You know, I was going through a breakup, and I was alone for a couple of years and just went buck wild until I kind of hit a wall and realized that I got to pull myself out of a hole, you know. And the music and the songs kind of did that for me. I was lucky to have a good friend, Jordan Ford, over at the Belmont Hotel, give me some free rent for a long time out there, and in exchange for some shows and some different crazy parties we threw. So he was always helping me out. So as a lot of my dearest friends kind of showed their faces during those times, you know.
Are you locking the door and we're lighting candles and we're in a deep dark place? Are we, like you said, we're taking part in some vices here and throwing some parties, or is it a mixture in between?
Mixture of both. Everybody leaves the party soon enough, you know, the next day when the sun comes back out, and then you're left alone in a hotel room. So that's when it gets kind of dark. It's not even when the sun's down, the party's going on usually. So that was always a good time. And then when the sun came up, when you'd close the blinds, be hungover as hell, and be like, where the hell am I in my life? And what do I need to do to change it? And then pour out some songs, smoke some bongs, and repeat.
Songs and bongs. I like the title of that. It's like
Yeah.
country band with contraband. I like it. Now you're gonna do songs and
I'll
bongs.
be hitting you with that one, bud. That song's coming through. I've been
They can come back here and realize songs and bongs was invented. Let's talk about
Post Malone's beer bongs and Bentleys.
yeah.
Pretty badass.
I've heard you talk about some Posty before. He's a Texas dude.
Dude, I dig on some Posty. You kidding? Anybody to be able to do what he's done, like in any genre, you got to respect it and freaking tip your hat to any type of success. Because, you know, whether you like it or not, even if you're in a Prevo or whatever it is, dude, being away from home and the ones you love is the hardest part of this whole industry.
Well, that was actually the last concert I went to before lockdown hit. Was Posty in Nashville. So,
Ooh, I bet it was lit up.
yeah, it was pretty fire. But I feel like he would like Cocaine Country Dancing, so I need to know.
Man, I know that like Diplo and freaking Kid Rock and John Party and a bunch of different folks really freaking just eat up that song. Jamie Johnson freaking hit up Hauser about it. Like people fucking they dig the song. Excuse my F word. Can I cuss on this?
All of them. Bring all the F words.
All right, cool. That's great. Good enough.
Yeah, you even got like dance remixes out.
Oh yeah, dude. Are you kidding? I want to be able to cross all markets and not be categorized and just be known as somebody that can dig into some like that EDM doom, dropping 808s and stuff. Like I ain't scared to go there. I don't give a shit, you know, like really. And but I'll tell you one thing, I'm glad I heard old Sturgill's gonna be doing like a bluegrass record.
Really?
Yeah. So that's good to know.
I got to check him out right before lockdown as well, thankfully.
Yeah, he's a good artist, man. Sometimes he you know, like us all, we all got our opinions, so everybody's opinions on high alert right now.
Yeah.
So everybody's walking on either too thin ice or not saying enough, or so it's just kind of been a wild time.
So let me ask you this. I was supposed to see you in Chattanooga and you come down with the flu. Have we confirmed whether you started coronavirus or not?
No, I definitely started it. It didn't come from China. It was from road so long that it was definitely probably me. I don't know. Man, I'll tell you one thing. I went up there in Macon. My last show was Macon. And the next day, my freaking body felt like death. Like I couldn't even pick up a pencil. Like, you know, so I told my front of house took me to the emergency room or wherever, to the doctor, to the clinic, and they said, well, it's some type of flu. We don't know what it is. We'll just treat it like the flu. So I was quarantined in Macon, Georgia at a Holiday Inn for 3 days. And this was end of February, right? Wasn't it? February when you were supposed to see me in Chattanooga? Yeah. Okay. And so I'm just sick as a dog. And I'm like, then I'm hearing all this stuff about COVID on the TV. And I said, man, I'm going to wear a mask and I'm going to go home. So I got a mask. Which was hard to find. I had to go to 3 different places. The masks were already coming upstairs, you know? And so I got a mask because I was like, man, I've got something. And I wore protective gear pretty much. I kind of kept the hoodie on. I just kept to myself, and I didn't, and I wore that mask all the way back to Dallas. And I got to Dallas, and I mean, I was with my gal every day. She didn't get it. I was around my mom, and then she got exposed to it at her work and got tested, and she didn't have it. So, I mean, I don't know what I had. Maybe I'm asymptomatic now or whatever the hell, but I tell you what, I wouldn't wish it on anybody. But, it's crazy. Like, Hot Rod, the steel player for Cody Jinks, he got it.
Really?
Yeah, he had it. And it was, having him quarantined. And I mean, he wasn't like really sick, but he had it. So it's like crazy. It's just like people have had it, but aren't sick. And then some people are sick and they don't have it. And so I'm like, what in the hell's going on? So I don't know. I can't pinpoint it, but I tell you this, Tamiflu and 10 days on my ass, I beat it. My body beat it.
Well,
so
I've never met you, and all I could think about when this started going down was that sumbitch had the Rona, and he don't even know it.
I was cooking with it. I was snorting that shit. Pretty much. I don't know what the hell happened, but I turned into a zombie and about freaking felt like I was gonna die. Like, it was rough.
It was wild how it shut the music scene down so fast. I mean, I also got to see Alter Bridge right when all this started going down, and their drummer was sick, thought about canceling the show, and they had just got off a cruise ship from China.
Oh man, that's a good time.
Yeah, or they not from China. I'll take that back. They were on a cruise ship, but still, like they were like. Now everybody's talking about all these cruise ships getting sick. Theirs didn't verify I have corona, but he was in the same boat as you. He's like, I don't know what I have, but something's bad.
But I'll tell you, my keyboard player got sick as hell too. He didn't know what he had, and he quarantined himself, and I quarantined myself to the point of craziness, where I'm bashing my head through a wall. I about went freaking nuts, dude.
Well,
like, it's just like I felt like a horse in the stall right before I was about to freaking, take the first turn, and like then they go, no, time to go lay down.
Somebody's standing in front of you. Wait, get you off the track.
Wait. Now it's time for you to go to bed.
Well, let's talk about super cool thing, which is a good sign, I think. You actually got to do a show recently, I saw, with Nikki Lane and some other artists. And you got to do a drive-in show. How did that go down?
Man, it was great, man. I'm telling you, it was a turnout. People, there was a feeling in the air of appreciation for live music and how much people honestly need it in their life. And the smiles on everybody's faces that were there, it was more smiles than I've ever seen at a show. It was kind of weird. Everybody's separated, but, had to do what we had to do and kind of get it back going again.
Now, were they sitting in their car just watching, or did you have the actual drive-in movie theater speakers?
People were pitching tents out on top of their SUVs.
They were that excited about a concert.
Oh yeah, man, it was great. Dogs were running around too. I always love it when people bring their dogs. It was fun.
So it's kind of like a spread-out festival almost.
Dude, it definitely was. And then there was a pit area that had like picnic tables to keep everybody separated, and then they had to have people separate down there in the pit a couple times because everybody started dancing and just naturally wanted to get back into the mosh again. And I was like, wow, I don't want to get in trouble here or pass the Rona to anybody, or I don't want anybody passing the Rona around, so
the pit at the drive-through show, that's a new one right there.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if you stage dive, you're about to freaking face fucking plant. You would not have enough people. That's the bad thing. Stage diving's at an all-time low right now.
I thought you were going to say the pit was like a crash test derby, where they're just smashing cars.
Pretty much.
We got the derby going. All right,
For
let's. You are a Texas boy. I am down here in Huntsville, Alabama, just a few miles from where you recorded My Gospel, which I want to chat about. You ended up in Muscle Shoals for that one. Just talk about how you ended up in Muscle Shoals and how cool it was with all that history around you.
Man, I had been in Muscle Shoals doing the Texas Gentleman record, the first Texas Gentleman record.
Yeah.
Out there during that, we raised hell and we became good friends with John Gifford and the engineer, and Spencer, and who's now the main engineer there at Fame. And then Rick Hall, of course, was still alive. And, we came back after the Gentleman record, and I wanted to do the guts of the record, My Gospel, like Marfa Lights, and there's a bunch of tunes that I did. I did like 6 of those tunes out at Fame, and then 4 or 5 of them, 4 of them out at Modern Electric.
Mm-hmm.
So being out there and coming back after already feeling what it was like was incredible, because you kind of felt like they already make it your home. And it's the difference between that studio and everywhere else. They know what you like. They already learned from the first time you were there, they really treat you well. And then all of a sudden you're looking up into Etta James and Aretha Franklin's microphone that you're singing into. And that's pretty humbling. And, just put the band together and captured a moment. It's what records are, if they're honest, in my opinion. You just capture a good moment. There's some flaws, there's some edges, there's some cracks, there's some crinkles. That's not perfection. It's about honesty, in my opinion. And that's what we captured with that album. And I'm just proud that that's the first one that we put out.
Did you get to see the Dwayne Allman reel?
Oh yeah, I saw that.
That was one of my coolest things I saw when I got to take the tour.
Man, it was as cool as can be. And I'll tell you another thing that was awesome is, Rick Hall took me into his studio, or into the Studio A, and told everybody to leave, and told me, Paul, you're a good singer. If you want to be a great singer, finish your sentences and pronounce your S's.
Finish your sentences and pronounce your S's.
What he told me. And like ever since then, you've been able to hear every word I've been trying to sing.
Now I got to go back to old songs and see if you had a problem, Paul.
I did, dude. You'll be able to hear phrases and end of things that I don't finish, and the end of which makes me a younger singer. But then you start hearing Have Mercy, and then you listen to Room 41. It's just right in your fucking face, So
do you go back and do you ever go back and listen to your own music and analyze it and maybe get inspired, or do you cringe at it, or what's it like going back?
Dude, when I'm by myself, I'm on a country road, like every once a year or so, I'll get out in a vehicle by myself and I'll just drive, and I know nobody else is around, and I'll play I've played all of it, from Sons of Fathers all the way up. I've done it a couple times, just listen to everything I've put out. And just to see how my growth is and recognize what I'm doing. It's just kind of watching like old play reels in football.
Yeah, analyze how you can get better from it.
Exactly. So, and I already know all the records up and down, left and right, know every little idiosyncrasy in every one of them. So at this point, I'm ready to get back in. I'm working on a new record label that I'm about to put out. Scalia Blevins, that's amazing, and I'm going to be signing some more artists and putting out a lot of records here in the upcoming years. I'm going to be working some things. I got a lot in the can, man. I'm stoked about 2021. Ready.
Are you? I've talked to a couple of musicians during this, and everyone's kind of been over the road, so I get what you're doing about being creative. Are you working on music with the band? Are you guys passing tracks? Are you seeing each other, or are you kind of taking this time to, work on yourself and do other things? Like you said,
yoga, Pilates, marijuana. All been doing. I'm wearing that onesie that Bull Rat wore everywhere.
Yes.
Catching a tan on both cheeks, watching the grass grow. I'm just sunshine, me, waves, water. A lot of bare midriff. You know, I'm trying to really gain some Corona weight.
Really?
Really get a little thicker. I think I'll be able to reach those notes a little better. Want to be pudgier for 2021. I'm going to be a little softer, a little sweeter. I'm going to eat more sweets late night. I'm going to, that's just kind of a new me. It's a decision. I want my blood pressure, remain the same, not go up anymore, not go down, though. I enjoy this level of intensity.
You're at a good plateau right now.
Good plateau. Just going to hum this vibe all the way to about 85 and then take me out softly.
Well, I got to ask, what's the best food you've got delivered then during lockdown?
Oh, man. Well, man, let me think. Shoot. Best food I've delivered.
Yeah. Because for a while we were only on delivery or home cooking. So did you get anything where you're like, oh, damn, that hit?
Man, that hit hard. Yeah, I am a Burger King, or not Burger King, Whataburger. Hit really hard. Like, I mean, it.
Wait, which one? Which one's your go-to at Whataburger?
Oh, I get a double cheeseburger, bacon all the way, mayonnaise and mustard, and I get a Dr. Pepper, French fries, Whata size, and then you go ahead and give me a chocolate, vanilla, whatever kind of shake you want to give me. I do not, judge on any kind of shake. I like whatever. Like, just give me a shake. I'll drink it. That's
I'm
about
noticing
it.
a theme here. You're trying to pat them on during lockdown. I like it.
Dude, I am a chunkier Paul. I'm a happier Paul. And that's just how it's going to go for now. And then when I get on the road and I start sweating and getting my heart rate up to about 7 million, where I hear it hitting, ticking and talking in my head right when I get off stage, that's when I was like, oh, I'm back to working out again.
We're going to see bigger Velvet when this is all over.
Yeah, come see Bigger Velvet. Yeah. And then they'll wheel me in there, They're going to have to get a dolly and just pull my big ass up there.
Is it custom, or are you just going whatever the venue's got?
Oh, I'm going to have, I would figure 20 to 22-inch rims on this dolly, with probably some Mickey Tom. I want it to be BFGs, and we're going to need two. Yeah, it's going to be a heavy push either way, with or without me on it. So we're going to need 3 guys to wheel me up, and I want them all to be in matching capes that it's kind of like Liberace Gone Country.
I like it.
I'll definitely.
We had Dave Grohl. We had Dave Grohl and 2 Chainz both performed in wheelchairs. Now you're going dolly. I like it.
I'm going dolly. Yeah,
but not because you broke your leg, just because you've gotten fatter.
And dolly we're just going to keep the name Dolly.
That's your assistant, Dolly.
Yeah, 100%.
That's your new.
She rolls me around places.
Well, you mentioned Sons and Fathers. Let me go back to that a little bit. You start with Beck. It's Beck and Cauthen, and correct me if I'm wrong. I heard a story that the other musical Beck shut you guys down.
Oh yeah, cease and desist.
Really?
Yeah, he said he's gonna. If we didn't stop doing that he was going to bring 2 turntables and a microphone and kick off.
That's what he's got. That's what I heard.
Dude, that is not to be fucked with.
Did he really bring a cease and desist?
Oh, yeah, bud. I think I've got it framed somewhere. Yeah.
But wait, you're not the same name. He's Beck.
But it said Beck and Cauthen. You can't just say Chevrolet and Cauthen, It's just like it's already made up.
Oh, Jesus.
So it was like it looked like he did a duo with me or something. So I get it, But, the 5,000 CDs we printed up and all that shit to start your first release, indie, it's the way to go. We got to bring them all back from radio. Oh, sorry, changed their name. Cool.
That really goes well. That's how you get your momentum up, is taking shit back from the radio.
Oh yeah, that's just great. They're stoked on.
Or what'd you do? Did you end up selling those? Or are they sitting in a closet?
Huh?
Where's all these albums? Are they sitting in a closet somewhere, or did you get rid of them? What's happening? Target practice?
I have no clue. I have no clue. They're somewhere.
Somewhere.
They're somewhere that somebody will find them. Somebody will buy on it and on like Storage Wars.
And you're
You know?
you're gonna get sued for it. They're gonna say he's still trying to put this stuff out.
Yeah, it's on eBay or something.
Let me ask you about a fun tour, which I read about. I was unfortunate I didn't get to see it, but I saw you go on tour with El King, who looks like one of the most rad people on the planet.
Yeah, man. We wowzer.
Come on, what's a wowzer?
That shouldn't happen again. That tour. Yeah.
Why?
Partied our ass off, dude. Like everybody in both bands where I had the Texas Gentleman pretty much with me. And then they had some of our dear friends from Denton like backing her. So we had a whole Texas crew that was just like things not to be said because I don't want to, I don't want anybody getting in trouble. It was
basically there was nobody to keep you guys in check.
It was nonstop, dude. We floored it. We had a blast. We crushed every night. Like we sang duets every night, and every night was sold out. We played. I mean, the 9:30. I'll never forget that 9:30 club. 2 nights sold out in a row in DC. Have you ever been to that venue?
9:30 club, no.
Dude, it is a freaking incredible venue.
What's the cap? How big of a place is it?
I think it's like 2,500 or 3,000.
Oh, so we're getting a party size.
Oh, we were in party size the whole we played Beacon Theater, bro. Freaking sold that puppy out. Like it was rock and roll. Like me and Elle would wake up. We'd wake up, she'd call me, she'd go like, son of a bitch, we have to play tonight. I can barely talk. And I'm like, I can't either. I can barely talk. How are we going to do it? She says, let's get an IV. And I said, okay. I mean, we sound like we sounded like the bass singer from the Statler Brothers, rest in peace, rest in peace, you know?
Is that the wildest tour you've ever been on?
No, not even close.
Come on. Who we got then?
Texas Gentleman and Cody Jinks.
I feel like you're trying not to sell people out right now, and I feel that.
Cody Ward, Texas Gentleman.
Ooh, that's a strong trio right there.
And also, I went on tour with Margot Price, and Margot's crew and my crew just really got along, and it was it was bad when the teams just get along, where everybody turns to best friends, and then everybody's just gone. Like, where the fuck is everybody? Like, everybody like piles into best friend modes, and then all of a sudden, everybody comes back shit-faced, and we're just like, wow, it's 3 o'clock, and we still need to load in, and then bam, we're loaded in, and then it's a sold-out show, and then wham, we're done with the show, and then all of a sudden, we had a blast, man. And then right after that tour, I think Margot and Jeremy, they got pregnant, and like Elizabeth and I started dating, and that was how I met Elizabeth, my fiance, was through Margot and their camp kind of. And it's just like we got a brother and sisterhood that's pretty large there with them. So that was a wild time. Also those Dylan Fests. Did you ever hear about those?
The Dylan Fest?
Yeah.
Is that the one that happened out at Coachella?
Yeah, the Ryman thing. And then it happened at the Ryman too. They had a bunch of people. It was like a 2-night thing. It was incredible. Well, that's when you get all of the artists in on like a charity event, or like when everybody's there in one room.
Yeah.
Those one single nights can outweigh a whole tour real fast.
Songs and bongs.
That's when it gets really wild, because everybody's really either not touring or just having some days off, and it all worked out, and everybody, is just like, all right, it's time to go full tilt.
Yeah, everybody's in a good mood. It's not their own show, so everybody's supporting each other, and so you got the gloves off.
Learn the words to Hurricane by freaking Bob Dylan. You just don't know how to sing it all. There's too many words, and Bob Dylan is not one to be fucked with. He has so many fucking words, And, those reading, you're like reading a, Cormac McCarthy book and singing at the same time. So it's like, trying to keep up with Dylan is probably the hardest thing that I've ever tried to do. I forgot what even fucking song I sang. I don't even remember. I think I just went, oh, yeah.
Oh, I remember that one.
Yeah.
That sounds like every one of them.
I love Dylan though, dude. He's incredible.
Now, were you jamming with the gentleman with George Strait?
I was not, dude. I guess I was
afterwards.
That was afterwards. Out mowing or something. Yeah, they were just the Texas Gentlemen were always their own thing, and they'd come on tour with me before they released a record, and then when they record they started touring their own thing, and then so.
I was going to say he looks like he can low key party. George Strait.
Oh, it's it's something else from what I have heard.
He's pimping his tequila on social media, and I'm like, he gets down.
Oh, dude, he loves his tequila.
Let me
awesome,
ask you this.
He enjoys himself.
Yeah, he deserves it. He's earned it, my friend.
Oh my king.
All right, let me ask you this. This is a refer back to another podcast that I saw with you. So I wanted to get an update. I saw you do the podcast with Lance Armstrong, and he extended the invite for golf with him and Willie. Did that ever happen?
Yeah, man. No, it never happened, but man, Lance and I, we keep in contact. We talk a lot, and he's, it's definitely one of the most eccentric characters I've ever met.
That's a good way to say it.
And, everybody deserves a good friend, and he's been nothing but help for me and showing his fans to my music, and leading them to my music. So he's put out a couple invites, and it's just never really clicked or happened, but I bet we'll make it happen soon enough. I hope to beat them both in golf. That'd be awesome. All right, you can't beat Willie. I mean, that ain't gonna happen. Willie doesn't lose at anything.
That's the best. As soon as I heard that, I thought I've got to get an update, because that seems like the wildest trio ever on the course is Paul Cauthen, Willie Nelson, and Lance Armstrong.
Yeah, man. It was.
Lance is competitive too, but how competitive are you on the course? Are you just dicking around?
I am I'm about a 8 to 10 handicap,
Okay, you're getting in there. You're like a Major League Baseball pitcher. You're getting down in there.
Yesterday, I shot a 78. I'm about to play today at 4:15, 4:30 against the highest scoring point guard from East Texas in East Texas history. His dad, who's the coach, and they've lived across the street since I was a kid. I bought this house that I grew up in Tyler now. And so I haven't played or competed against these guys, but they're highly competitive, and I love good competition in anything it is, whether it's performance on stage or playing golf, or back in the day playing football and baseball, but I've never was good at basketball. I'm just terrible at basketball. I just was never good at it. I can play a good, round of pig or something, but when somebody guards me, I'm getting my shit stuffed, and I'm just look like shit. I'm, roly-poly McGavin, freaking tired as hell from one side to the other, just like, screw this, man. I'd rather have to give you 10, 15 seconds of the highest intensity that I got and give it to you like a football play, and then be done and get some huff and puffs, maybe a squirt water. That was my jam, Yeah.
Let me get some Gatorade and regroup here, but I got you again if you let me regroup.
I cannot. This piggy don't run too long. Yeah.
Let me talk about a little bit before we get into our final countdown here. Let let me talk about I've seen interviews with you, seen you on stage, seen some of your videos. Fun guy. You seem like a party guy. You seem like the guy that everybody would want to hang out with. But you got some of these songs that are super, super serious. Where does that come from? How do you get in that mode to go from maybe writing something like, cocaine country dancing to a little bit slower, something else? How do you get to that gear? Where does that come from?
Man, it's just leaning into the moment. That gear happens like the emotions, or why one day do you wake up on the wrong side of the bed pissed
Right.
off? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That day I'm not going to write a happy-go-lucky song. So you got to roll with the tide of your own emotion if you're a songwriter, in my opinion. And I'm not saying you need to immerse yourself into it as deep as I went at one time. And I don't believe that's the only way to get to a good song is through the darkness. You don't have to drag yourself through broken glass in order to get there, but the feeling of pain and loss and heartache is real, and it'll always be something that people sing about. And or losing a loved one. And when you're in that moment, you're in that moment. It's the difference between, like on a piano, you can be like, just like, see, that's sad, you know what I mean? And like, living on loving in a cosmic country. And then it didn't need to be.
Yeah.
It's just two options in song, like happy, sad, dark, light. It's just you can always see the opposite side of the song, and if you can kind of comprehend that side, you'll know where you're at within your music. Like sometimes the tone of a chord can change your whole way of thinking from a major, to add in like a fifth. It's just all the emotion, like Bach, Beethoven, the Tchaikovsky, Mozart. Like they knew how to really express the sadness and the wave of life, throughout their ballads and their songs. And being able to dig to that side is very vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can get there, I think it's usually some of the most honest works that any artist can put out, And my old manager used to say back in the day, Cauthen, you got to earn your ballads. You got to earn your ballads. You got to give them,
nice.
So once people start listening to your ballads, you've made it.
How are you on writing? Are you the guy that's, hey, I get something in the middle of the night and I wake up and record it, or got to write it down now? Or are you getting the mode?
I'm that guy. It's sporadic for me. Like I'll just have tunes for like a long time, or I'll have just a rhyme,
Does the music come to you first? Does the words, or does it matter?
It's both. Either way. Could be on the lake without a guitar, out of my boat, and write down, like here, there's time to be a winner, candles with your dinner, silver spoon in your mouth, time to be a lover, move on to another, pack it up and head down south.
Come on now.
Ain't the time to ramble, ain't the time to gamble. Lock it tight and stay on in. Shoot on down to London. Keep people wondering. Free that lover to a friend. Like.
All that's from the boat?
Yeah. Then there's time. Then I've worked with Aaron Ratier as well, and it's like a songwriter that I work with, and like there's a time for asking questions, questioning suggestions, holding on and stretching out. There's a time to be a zero, time to be a hero, time to be a soldier now,
Woo!
So, dude, you just got to continue working it. And then I've got like musically, I'm just sitting on stuff like this. Like, time to be a winner, little time to be a sinner, and head down south, head down south. Well, time to be a lover, well, move on to another, head down south, well, head down south. Like, I mean, it's just like trying to put stuff to it, you know?
Well, did we just get a little peek? Is that out there anywhere?
No, that's not out there. That's brand new. No, but that's as quick as you heard it is about how quick I've just did it. You know?
Yeah, man. Well, now all 13 listeners of this show will get it.
Hell yeah.
When do we get new music from the Hurdy-Gurdy? I mean, your first song was fire.
Well,
I need some more.
You know, it's only something. It's only comes out on a neon moon. So
Okay. I think we're due for that for a few more months. There's another neon moon coming.
A hurdy-gurdy evening can happen at any neon moon. So once a neon moon's gone down, woo-wee, that's when some hurdy-gurdy will drop.
All right, I know you got a lot on your plate, so I'm going to run through. We end every question with a countdown where we go 10 to 1, 10 questions, and get your opinion on all of them. They can be as long or as short as you want. So here we go. You ready?
Go.
Number 10, name something that's a perfect 10 for you in your life.
My fiance.
Boom. Good answer. Number 9. 9 is the German word for no. So what's something no more in 2020? I guess it's a little different before the pandemic, but name something you've written off or tried to get rid of in your life.
Hate.
It's a good one. Number 8. What do you want to be your last meal? What's the last thing you ate when you go out? What's your last meal?
Chicken fried steak, mashed potatoes, gravy, corn on the cob, rack of ribs.
Who's making the chicken fried steak?
Probably my grandmother's.
Strong. She making all the sides?
Pan-fried, chicken fried kind of steak mixture. She kind of crisp it to a like burns it down to a crisp kind of on the edges, kind of charred, burnt.
Talk to me.
She just nails it. That's what I grew up on. And
who's doing the ribs?
Ribs are probably going to be the Country Tavern out of here in East Texas, or Stanley's famous pit barbecue.
Let's go with it. I like it.
And I'm going to have some key lime pie from the Dunes Hotel in Pensacola, Florida. Just one slice.
The Dunes Hotel in Pensacola. See, I can get down there now.
Yeah, now it's like a Holiday Inn, but they used to have the best key lime pie. My granddad would share it when I was a kid, and he turned me on to key lime pie. And then when I go down to, I love a good sloppy Joe in Key West as well, because you know the story of the sloppy Joe, right?
No, come on.
Sloppy Joe.
Sloppy Joe, sloppy
Ernest
Joe.
Hemingway brought it over from Havana, Cuba, and made it famous in Key West.
Really?
Yeah, because that was the sloppy. They would take all the just slop of the meat and then put it into a stew and put a barbecue kind of on it, and then put it on a bun and eat it like a sandwich. And that was the sloppy Joe. And you go to Key West, there's a place called Sloppy Joe's. And you can get the whole breakdown on how Hemingway brought it over.
Well, it's way different than the manwich, though.
Oh, way different. But manwich is freaking clutch, though. I'm all about it.
Yeah. No, I wasn't hating on the manwich. We just want to make sure it's a different beast.
Different beast for sure.
Okay. Number 7. What'd you want to be when you grew up? What'd you want to be when you were 7 years old?
Man, I wanted to be a quarterback in the NFL, or I wanted to also, I always loved, I just loved sports, man. Wanted to be like Tiger Woods.
Golfing.
Tiger Woods was my biggest hero ever.
All right. So number 6, How do you want to end up 6 feet under? How do you want to die?
How? Just in my sleep, waking up after a big steak. I go to bed after a steak, and why not with my family when I'm about 80 or something after Christmas or something. We're all together and everybody's leaving. And
Yeah.
bam, I'm waiting, and me and my gal are both dead like the Notebook. That's how I want to go out.
Chicken fried steak stains on your sheets. It's good.
Yeah, dude. Maybe we make love one last time.
Key lime pie. Feed key lime pie to each other.
It was the Viagra that killed me. That's what I want to kill me is Viagra, actually.
And then you show up at your funeral on a dolly. That's what we need.
Yep.
It's full circle. All right, number 5, 5-finger discount. What's the last thing you stole?
Ooh, it was candy bar back when I was a kid. With
Really?
my dad. Yeah, candy bar. My dad made me turn around and take it back to the freaking register.
What kind of candy bar do you remember? Was it worth it?
Yeah, Snickers.
Okay. I'm gonna call you out though. You travel a lot, so I got to call you out. Sure.
Oh, little bitty nugs from your buddy's jar. Now, that's not stealing. Taking some green nugs from a buddy, being like, screw this man, he's got plenty here. I need a bowl.
They took some from your jar. It's payback.
Oh, they've taken plenty from my jar. So it's like that. Game's on when the weed's out, bud.
Well, are you? This is not on the countdown. Are you strictly from the jar? Are you into edibles or what?
I did. I'm just trying to get into the edible world before I go to bed, and I've been sleeping in too late. Let's just put it like that. So that's the only problem. So I'm trying to get down the amount to eat, because last night I ate like a cookie, and then I ate half this little nerd's rope that I looked at it and it said 500 milligrams.
Wait, you ate the whole thing?
Hell no.
I was about to say, well, how did you survive that?
I'd be speaking in tongues right now. God dang.
Is this like a homie made it, or is this bought like it's a
Homie made it. We have
you
no
can't-
freaking clue. We have no way. We don't know what we're
I was
doing.
about to say, you don't know what's
You
happening.
eat it and be like, damn, that tastes like the ass end of a weed leaf, and you just eat it. And then
Does this nerd rope have a seed in it? What's happening?
All of a sudden, you're in the middle of an Andy Griffith show and you're crying your ass off. You're like, damn it, I'm emotional. No, I'm just iron balls. Yeah.
What's the best thing to watch on Netflix, huh?
Best thing to watch on Netflix.
Or anything. You don't have to be Netflix, but anything.
Andy Griffith is my number
Is that
one.
your go-to?
That is go-to. If nothing else, I just go to Andy. And Andy, delivers. He's
I feel
one
like
of the
you relate to Floyd a lot when you watch it.
Oh, yeah. I love Floyd.
He had to be a stoner.
I kind of like Goober and Gomer myself. Andy, I can't even believe that you'd allow me to go down to Mount Pilot and fix that car.
Do you have an Otis?
Oh.
Or do you have a Barney?
Slack off, Andy, slack off.
Okay, this is going to go right in line with the edibles.
What do you think this automobile rolls on coal?
Well, all right. All right, this goes right in line with the edibles. Little Debbie snack cakes. I ask everybody this. Mount Rushmore of Little Debbie. So give me your top 4 Little Debbies of all time.
Twinkie.
Okay, that's Hostess. They don't even
Okay,
have Twinkie.
wait. Sorry, Little Debbie, and we're gonna go with that chocolate double fudge badass with the white cream in the center, whatever that one is.
The chocolate cupcake?
Yeah,
Or
and
the
then
Swiss-
we're going to zebra cake.
Zebra cake strong. All right.
Okay, and then
You still got oatmeal cream pie, Nutty
oatmeal
Buddy.
cream pie. Yeah, put up oatmeal cream pie. Yeah, put that one in the top 3 for sure. But I've done competitions back in the day in high school, middle school, when we would try to eat a lot of moon pies,
Oh, yeah. Moon pies are
coconut
solid.
creams at once. That got real disgusting. Like, it made you not want to ever touch it. It's kind of like when you freaking get gin drunk and you die for 3 days and you're like, I'm never touching gin again. That's what happened to me.
Drunk.
God, I don't touch the shit with a 10-foot pole.
I got
Juniper, me, do not get along.
The only gin drunk I've ever got was at a house party, and we kept it in the trunk of our car so nobody would drink it.
Gordon.
It was awful, and we mixed it with orange juice. But now the orange juice was warm because it was in the trunk of a car.
Oh,
It's a bad mix. It's a bad mix. All right, so we got your Debbie's. We got 3 albums on a deserted island. And I'm going to let you have a pause here to think. And I'll tell you this. Doesn't mean your favorite albums of all time. These are, you got to listen to these on repeat. So it could be a compilation, could be a live album, or you could just, Now That I Call Pop number 27, whatever it is. But these are the only 3 on repeat. What are you going?
Oh, wait just a sec. Let me think.
I like to give people the out. So I'm not nailing you down to your 3 favorite, but these are on repeat. Might have different moods.
Probably Speedy West and Jimmy Bryant For the Last Time.
I gotta write this down. I gotta listen to this. Speedy West.
Yeah.
And who?
Jimmy Bryant. Jimmy Bryant.
For the Last Time.
And that record For the Last Time. And then I'd have to say JJ Cale.
Oh, good.
Troubadour.
Great album.
And then
you going to dance record? You going some romance? You going to live album? So it sounds like
no,
people's
dude,
there?
I've got it right here.
Are you digging through the crates right now?
I'm digging. Probably Daft Punk, Random Access Memories.
Woo! There we go. That's a mood right there.
Like, do you have those moods all in my bag? But actually, it goes Speedy West. JJ Cale probably wouldn't be in there if I have. So he'd be in the top 5. I'd have to put just any Bob Marley and the Wailers probably.
We are on a deserted island, so that'd give you the beach vibe.
But dude, put on some Speedy West, and you want to talk about a vibe that'll keep your blood pressure down.
I can't wait to check it out.
Dude, check that whole record out and hit me up.
I'm going to eat a nerd rope and be done with it, son.
Do it, please.
All right, last 2 here. Number 2, if you're a wrestler, who would be your tag team partner?
Macho Man Randy Savage. Next.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Oh, yeah. Pack it in Slim Jim. Oh, yeah.
See, by the way, we need to make this happen. Big Velvet.
Watch the Hall of Fame, the freaking Wrestling Hall of Fame induction.
Did I watch it?
Yeah.
Yeah, which one? Of him?
At WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Holy shit, I didn't know there were that many fucking wrestling fans. Holy shit. That was bigger than a fucking Kiss concert.
I've actually been to one.
Oh my God, I haven't, and I would go.
I was there when Ultimate Warrior got put in.
I'm gonna tell you what, we should go as the Bash Brothers, me and you, and just and like try to just be a duo.
We could be the Nasty Boys. Look,
yeah.
I've told everybody. First of all, Big Velvet should be a wrestler name, and it's a awesome entrance music.
Oh yeah.
I see girls dancing. Big Velvet fucking comes out, dude. Oh.
Yeah, the smoke rises. I mean,
Yeah.
I come like a G-string that has me freaking, by a zip line, and I just roll down, and I've got like nipple clamps, and that have got me hoisted up, and it's the G-string and nipple clamps, and then I land, and then fire hits the sky, and then all of a sudden I DDT Hulk Hogan.
That's not exactly what I had pictured, but I like where this is going.
No, but dude, it's all for the show.
By the way, in this one interview,
Wrestling Big Velvet is kinky Big Velvet. So
is he?
Yes, very kinky Big Velvet. He's a wrestler. He will throw you out of the ring by your underwear around your head and throw you 4 rows into the freaking stands. He is
I'm picturing Howard Stern when he came in as Ass Man back in the day.
Oh yeah. Except
See-
I'm way stronger.
Now here's the deal: in this one interview, you've had Borat, Speedo, and now you've got a G-string. There's a lot of cheeks with Paul Cauthen.
Oh, dude, not to be.
Has everybody seen your cheeks?
There's a lot of people that have seen these cheeks. I have hung my cheeks out of the van going 70 miles an hour down an interstate plenty of times just to get the honk of a horn from a Peterbilt.
Wait, are you a pro mooner?
I am pro mooner. Like, I think that we need to share the crack. I think that needs to be a movement myself. Like, everybody just needs to moon everybody. And I think we're going to be a lot more laughs. A lot more laughs. There'll be nothing but laughter will come out of this whole movement.
Well, I think mooning clearly hadn't aged well, but I'm a big fan of mooning. I'm a huge fan. I'm with you. We need to bring it back.
Bring back mooning. How many times, back in the day, growing up, and your dad's back in the Buick, did you just hate that you were on this long road trip and you look over at your brother, your sister, and you just kind of smirk at them, and then all of a sudden some cars come past and your brother and your sister look back at you and you're hanging your ass out the window, and Aunt Rhonda and everybody's bitching at you for hanging your ass out the window, and then all you hear is
Yeah.
and then you know what that makes you feel like? King Kong. You're
Yeah.
on top of the world. It's instant gratification.
I will give you this. You're onto something. Truckers love a good moon.
They would love a good moon. And they don't discriminate. They don't care what kind of, how old, anything.
Truckers won't let it go unnoticed. They'll give you a horn.
They'll give you the horn, man. That's some horny motherfuckers.
All right, number one, before we get out of here, 1 and 1, flip side, each side of the coin. As a fan, best concert you ever went to, and worst concert you ever went to.
Worst concert I ever went to was Bass Nectar.
Oh yeah, I've heard of him.
Had no earplugs, and I was front row, and it about shook the shit out of my body, and I about crapped down my leg because the bass hit me in that brown note so hard, and it was so loud that it just basically made me deaf, and I couldn't get out, so I just had to withstand a whoa, boom, 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 just a literal bass nectar coming out of my ass.
When did it not become fun? When did it become not fun?
I almost shit my pants, for real. Because, my inner organs were bruised after that show. Let's just put it like that. Never had my inner organs shooken up. It shook turds loose from 1995. I didn't need the colonoscopy for a decade after that show.
So it wasn't the show. It was because you were unprepared for the show.
I was totally unprepared. I would have worn a fucking hazmat suit if I'd have known that the bass would have made me almost shit my fucking pants.
Luckily, you wear G-string, so it would have split it like a V.
Yeah,
That was good.
I've got luckily I was going commando that day at that festival at Bonnaroo. I'd already shit my pants 5 times from all the hallucinogens. Go to Bonnaroo, you're gonna be on acid in 4 minutes.
All right, best concert as a fan.
Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
Oh, you got to see him.
Oh yeah, and Paul McCartney. That thing.
Jelly.
Yeah, incredible.
Wait, they were on the same bill, or those are tied for first?
Same weekend, same Bonnaroo.
Oh, it was Bonnaroo.
Yeah, and I saw him walk into the catering lounge when I was sitting with Weird Al Yankovic, freaking Jim James, and and Reno 911 Dangle. That guy. We were all sitting there. Hilarious group to be talking.
Are you sure you wasn't on acid?
No, I swear to God, I was with them all in catering, sitting, and the guy, shit, I always forget his name, Reggie Watts.
Oh yeah,
and Reggie Watts, and I'm just like, holy shit, already starstruck by all these freaking badasses around me, you know. And all of a sudden, freaking Tom Petty and Paul McCartney walk into the catering line, and everybody at the table goes, holy shit. And to see Weird Al and everybody just get all starstruck. Everybody at that table got starstruck by these two guys. Freaking Tom Petty and Paul McCartney walked in.
Clout, brother. That's clout.
Tom Petty had a freaking glass of white wine. He wasn't playing that night. Paul McCartney was playing Saturday, and Petty was closing out the festival on Sunday. So Petty was getting drunk on Saturday, or you know, I could tell. And we were just like, we were saying to Jim James, "So, what's he wearing?" Because he was, and he was like, you know, well, Paul McCartney's wearing some type of sash. He's looking badass. He's definitely eating only vegetables. Tom Petty's drinking. It looks like a buttery ass shard. I bet it is a badass Chardonnay. You know, and so we all turned into like little kids, man, when those guys walk in the room.
All right, brother, man.
That doesn't happen to you anymore.
What?
I don't care how big of an artist. When you can't get starstruck or somebody, you don't have it in your heart to be doing this anymore. You know what I mean?
Oh,
it's like when Cody saw a lot of the guys from Pantera or some of these metal bands like Jinx. When we talked about it, that it makes him just freaking speechless. You know, those were his dudes growing up. And so when I saw, you know, when I see these people, you know, I meet certain people, like, it's crazy.
Well, I would say, speaking of, by the way, you mentioned Jinx and his love for rock. Everybody listening, if they haven't seen it or listened to it, great rendition of Black Hole Sun you and him got together and did.
Oh yeah, man, that was a good time, man. And rest in peace, Chris Cornell, and it brought a lot of hope and to people, you know. I get everybody at the merch booth, they'll be like, man, you don't know what that song did for me. I was struggling with, you know, mental health issues and depression. You know, that song, Chris Cornell, it was too soon, crazy, you know. So,
well, thank you guys for doing it, man, and thank you, brother, for hanging out with me today. I know times are crazy right now, and appreciate you hanging out with me. Big fan, and hopefully you'll be back on tour again. I'll get to see you.
All right, buddy. Thank you so much. Take care.
Thanks, brother. Adios, muchachos.
Adios.
Roll up to the club in my 1964 caddy straight, ready to stunt. At 1:45, just looking for fun. I said a twist for me, baby, hit a rip for me, baby. Take another shot, get lit for me, baby. Ooh-wee. It's 1:45. What you wanna do? Cocaine, country dancing to you. I think a bit of cocaine, country dancing will do. Get it going, only you can keep me rolling. At 2:45, you know what I need. Well, I'll twist for you, baby, hit a rip for you, baby. Take another shot, get lit for you, baby. Oh, yeah. It's 3:45. Do we have any more? Okay, country dancing for you. Your cocaine, country dancing will do. It's 1:45. We've been looking for fun. It's 1:45. Oh, what you wanna do? It's 2:45. You know what I need. It's 4:45. Do we have any more? Cocaine, country day.